Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Nothing on the scoreboard, 0-0 as the offense gets ready to take over the football. Right to the air is Jackson. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. You look at this Bears defense. They enter play ranked 8th against the run in the NFL.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator, because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the #1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That good for 22 and a first down. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain, the next 2 to 3 seconds, to continue to move people.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. The Ravens sitting at a very solid 4-2 record through the first 6 weeks. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it, and that's what they're trying to get done here.
To throw is Jackson. Over the middle, complete. That's Hopkins. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at about the Bears' 26. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call, and they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Go ahead. Middle.
Jackson's going to try the sneak. And they will touch him down the net before he gets the first. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on fourth.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
So this offense able to convert on fourth, and now a fresh set of downs here. First and 10. Now it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Jackson. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Now back to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Ravens will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
Delay of game, offense.
So that flag will set him back 5 yards.
Still first down.
Derrick Henry. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. 4 yards there on the carry. Gets it back to second and 11.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
14-yard line, second and 11. Jackson now. A short throw caught by Andrews. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And it's 3rd and 4 now. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on. And I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle, and they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. That's caught. It's Flowers. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10, down at the 31. Here's Jackson. That's complete left side to Bateman. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. And the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet, as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
They'll look to throw again. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of the defense.
Henry. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And this pass broken up. The contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Jackson will keep it. And he will have the 1st down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
Goal at the 9-yard line.
A 1st down carry for Henry. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now is where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Henry again. And again. Touchdown, Baltimore. Derrick Henry. His 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
So halftime straight ahead. Let's get you down to the Sunshine State and Scott Hansen with our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. We are into week 8, and we're starting to get a sense as to who are the haves and who are the have-nots. Let's get into it. Our look around the league starts now with a matchup of contrasting styles. And this is Justin Herbert. He had a heck of a game. This, one of 2 touchdown passes. He also ran for a score. The Chargers get back to 500. They move to 4-4 with this victory. Up next, another intriguing matchup. And it's the second-year running back, Jalen Wright. What a first half he's having. This is the first of 3 first-half touchdown runs. The Dolphins with a 2-touchdown lead, 21-7 to score at the half. One more to show you. Let's go to Charlotte. It's the Panthers taking on the Buffalo Bills. And it's last year's MVP, Josh Allen. One of 2 touchdown passes for him in this first half. This one's at halftime with the Bills are playing as well as anyone. Looking for a 6th straight win, and they lead it at the half. And with that, a look here at the rest of the action in Week 8 around the NFL. Meanwhile, in our game, a fairly even first half, all things considered. 14-7 is the halftime score as we get you back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
So this offense will head back out there, already in excellent field position thanks to the interception. Tenth carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Nice chunky yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Second down and 6 now from the 26. Back to throw. Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hopkins. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Well, the Ravens are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Looking to throw. Jackson toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
On that snap, he's a hero of his defense up to the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. Second and goal. Jackson will throw again. And he's got it. Touchdown. Mark Andrews with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Ravens have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone.
Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, they were good last time out with a touchdown drive. This go-around, it's not going to be very easy starting from inside their own 5.
But they shouldn't be daunted by it. You work on this the entire offseason. You work on it in practice. It's called coming out session. Start the ball inside the 5, start on the 5, on the 10. They should be ready to go.
They begin with Henry. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. It was T.J. Edwards who brought him down.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Second down, they go again with Henry. Showed some strong running, but quickly corralled just beyond the 10-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
Jackson from the shotgun. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards to play.
And the Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Henry up the middle. They'll get it across the 45. It'll be second down.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
They'll work from the 36 on 2nd and 6. Jackson now off the bootleg. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And all the way in for the Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 63 yards. And the Ravens will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Well, we've certainly seen this before, CD. No one can quite electrify a crowd like Lamar Jackson, and really don't know what else to say. Well, their defense did the job. They got the turnover on downs. Now what can the offense do as they take possession? They'll run with Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
From the 38, Jackson. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Jackson now from the gun on third down. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Henry out of the pistol. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
Second and
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll get to him short of the 1st down at about the 16. So 8 yards on the completion there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. John Harbaugh going to roll the dice. They're going for it on 4th down. Throwing is Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Now it's Jackson. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. They've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check, and they're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
Henry, touchdown, Baltimore. So they brought the extra break in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
We are in the 4th and final quarter as the offense will have the football starting this drive, 1st and 10.
Hey, Alpha, sit hot! Sit hot! 180! Sit hot!
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Sit hot, hot! Sit hot! Hey, hey! Sit hot!
They'll run it again with Henry. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Sit hot, hot! Sit hot! 180! Hey, Ozzy, Ozzy! Sit hot! Go! Hey, Ozzy, man. Middle, middle! Sit hot!
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down.
Gain of 6. And the Baltimore 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the 2nd half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear. and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for Baltimore, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.